Hello everyone, welcome back to Anmoll Astrology channel. Now let's talk about how the transit conjunction of Sun, Saturn, Mercury in Aquarius is going to affect all the zodiac signs, right? So before we start with each and every zodiac sign, let's first understand a few points. So this conjunction is going to start and come together on 12th of February 2025 and is going to be together till 27th of February 2025 when Mercury is going to leave this conjunction and move to Pisces. After that, on 12th of March till 14th of March, Sun and Saturn are going to be in a very, very close conjunction, almost at same degrees on the 12th of March. So 12th of March is going to be an important day for Sun and Saturn conjunction particularly, and Mercury would have already left that particular domain. And after that, on 14th of March, Sun is also going to move away from this conjunction. So on a whole, this is actually a prediction for, I would say, you can say till 27th February till Mercury is together and also forward till 14th of March. So on a whole, it's from 12th of February to 14th of March. Okay, so let's talk about it. So I did do I did a video previously where I discussed how this conjunction works. If this conjunction is in any sign, and also especially if it is in the sign of Aquarius. Now, this video is solely going to be about how this transit is going to work. So before that, whenever Sun Saturn comes together, whenever it conjuncts, there always has to be a sacrifice that has to be made. But it is very much dependent on the degree of the particular planets. That which particular planet is leading this conjunction, which particular planet is in power, or which particular planet is the engine of this conjunction. So for these three planets, Sun is going to have the lowest degrees throughout till 12th of March. So Sun is going to be the one in power, and Sun is going to be the engine of this conjunction, particularly for almost all the time. And then on 12th of March, it is a significant day when Sun and Saturn are going to be conjunct together, and when Saturn will become the engine of the conjunction, and Sun will be behind it, or like Sun will be ahead of it, and Sun would go away from this conjunction, and Mercury would have not been there, it would have already left. So you need to understand that starting from this conjunction, Sun is going to actually take or lead this conjunction, right? It is going to be at the lowest degrees. So that's why this particular Sun is actually like it is your ego, it is your self-esteem. And Saturn is a practical planet, it is the planet of being fair, dividing everything fairly among people, giving them karma, or giving them results as per their karma. So this conjunction, when it comes together in the sign of Aquarius, it means that this is the time for you to fight for your social recognition. It is the time for you to fight for your self-esteem. You have to prove yourself. You have to gain that throne which Sun wants. You have to gain your credibility, your dependability after proving oneself, after proving yourself. And only on or around 12th of March, you are going to experience when you would require to bow down your ego, you would require your efforts, your actions, your karma to take the space, the actual space, and then your ego, your self-esteem, and your confidence is going to go behind. So around 12th of March, there's going to be significant sacrifice that is required on your end. You have to be at service. by compromising your ego, your self-esteem, so as to get a social recognition, so as to get fulfillment of your desires. Before 12th of March, before almost you can say 10th of March, starting from 12th of February to 10th of March, it is actually going to be a journey that you're going to experience where you have to provide, you have to, prove yourself, you have to prove your dependability, your credibility, your talents. Okay, just a second. And till the time Mercury is also going to be in this conjunction from 12th of February to 27th of February, your actions, your efforts, your communication, your routine, everything is going to be a part of this fight, the part of this action. So this conjunction is going to make you learn about yourself, learn about how you are, how competent you are to achieve your goals and fulfill your desires. So Mercury is your intelligence. You would use your intelligence so as to gain something, so as to fulfill your desires. And one more thing, Aquarius is considered as a karmic sign. That is because it is co-ruled by Rahu. This is a sign of pure rebel. This is the sign that creates obstacles within your life. Why? Because this is the house of desires. This is the house of social recognition. A person might want social recognition or might want to fulfill their desire by following a negative path also. So that's why this house can be extremely complicated. It can be on the positive or it can be on the negative as well. And this is about the sign as well. So when Aquarius is there and this conjunction when comes into Aquarius, people would want to rebel. People would want to rebel the government and the society, the societal norms, or the rules which are built by the society. People would want to go beyond what is told them that this is the boundary, this is the criteria that you need to fall into. So till sun, is at the lowest degrees, you would fight for coming out of that boundaries. You would want to, or you would get different ideas to gain out of a difficult situation in your life. So the ultimate recognition is there because this sign is receiving its power because its Lord is sitting there. Saturn is sitting there. So if your karma is correct, if your actions are correct, mindful, and very intelligently taken, very truthfully taken, then you will be able to be recognized. You would be able to get that distinction out of a out of many people, right? So it's a lot about you proving yourself. It's a lot about, and at the same time you would see that there's going to be a lot of politics for these, approximately for this 1 month. Lots and lots of politics a person has to deal with. Wherever the sign of Aquarius falls into your chart, that is going to be the area which is going to take your sacrifice, which is going to take your efforts towards proving oneself, and which is going to be the area where you have to deal with politics. Okay, so now let's dive into the Muhurata chart. Since it is a conjunction of 3 planets, of course, we cannot take 3 different times. So what I did was I just took Sun. I just took its transit and fill in the details. Like 12th of February 2025 at the place where I am at night, 10:03 p.m., the transit is going to happen. So that's why I took the Muhurata chart to be this Virgo ascendant. So this is going to be the predictions for Virgo moon and Virgo ascendant. And also this is the predictions for Muhurata chart for this particular conjunction. At this time, during this conjunction, we are also going to experience a full moon because it is the direct opposition of sun and moon during this day. So, what will happen during the full moon? We are going to have this conjunction. That means the sign of Aquarius and the sign of Leo are illuminated. So all of these results which I discussed are going to be related to this axis, wherever this axis falls into your chart. So wherever this axis falls, your matters are going to be around these two houses. Okay, so the actual meaning of this Muhurta chart, of this transit, is that you will be required to make sacrifices by the way of your service. So for Virgo individuals, or for ultimately for everyone, this conjunction is going to make you deal with conflicts. You have to prove your self-worth, and you have to do something innovative. You have to think out of the box and use your intelligence, use your personality, and use your actions, three of them together, so as to deal or get yourself out of a conflicted position, out of a conflicted situation. And this conflict can be either competition for some people, could be monetary conflict or debts for some people, or just part of recognition within career for others. But definitely, this is the 6th and the 12th axis becoming activated. So it's all about proving one's self-worth to get out of obstacles, to get out of difficult situations, and to find that liberation of moon in the 12th, to find that peace, that relaxation of getting out of such a mess. This is a highly, highly political opposition that we have. Highly political. So at the same time, you have to deal with politics. In fact, you will be forced to think in a very political manner. Now, when I'm talking about politics, it's not just about the government politics. It's about when you are thinking out of the box, when you are thinking about putting up your command, but at the same time being a little manipulative to get what you want, or to get things done. And this particular opposition talks a lot about people choosing their creation, their creative self-expression, their passion, their knowledge, to build a career out of it, to be recognized out of it. So significant changes related to one's career. Right? So for Virgo ascendants, this conjunction is happening in the 6th house. There has to be some compromise that you have to make on the end of your debts. Be very careful of your expenditures. Do not just make certain expenses based on your emotions. Be mindful of your debts, or else you would actually end up into a situation where you'll have to prove your worth You'll have to approve yourself that no, I did not mean to take on all of this debt. Then there would come a very short window where you'll have to actually get done with all of your debt, just so as to prove your ego, just so as to prove your self-esteem. You'll be able to gain, you'll be able to get recognized within a competition. But for that, you'll have to very intelligently take certain actions. You will also be subject to some sort of politics within your workspace specifically, because this is happening in the sixth house. It's a very significant politics that is going to happen at your workspace. Now, we need to see for Virgo individuals, this is actually the 12th Lord, the first Lord, fifth Lord, sixth Lord, and the 10th Lord. All of them are coming into the sixth house. So first, fifth, sixth, 10th, 12th, all are associated with your health, your career space, your career environment, and changes related to your career, competition. So since you have the involvement of 6th and 12th Lord, and also 10th Lords, which is actually 6th from the 5th house, your intelligence can make you take stupid decisions or make certain decisions which you might not think at that point of time, but after a certain while you realize that this was not necessary. This was something I might not have done, and this would have been best. So be very mindful of your communication. Be very mindful of your decisions that you take related to your health and also related to your finances. Okay, now next is the sign of Libra. For Libra, this is happening in the 5th house. There has to be compromise or sacrifice that you have to make either for your children or for your romantic situation or for your education. This month is very important for your education. If you have your exams, just be very thoroughly involved and concentrated within your exam, or you might not have the best of the result and it might end up into delay. Since we have Sun at the lowest degree, it can actually get you recognized within your academics. So this month is crucial. You might get recognized. This is a kind of an opportunity here, but there has to be some sacrifice that you have to make for your personal life. Something at your personal life, something maybe related to your friends or your romantic life or your relationship end, because your career is going to prioritize here. And similarly, there can be gain through investment. But again, for that, you'll have to sacrifice something so as to gain something else. You would very much be involved if you are not into, studying, but you are into your career. You would want to gain, or you will get an opportunity to actually gain because of your knowledgeable skills. And this is actually a time where you can be famous. You can actually get sudden recognition. Now, this sudden recognition does not mean that you're going to, like, universally or nationally you are going to become famous. But in whatsoever firm you are, in whatsoever work you are, you can be recognized for your talents, for your skills, for your intelligence, for your intelligent decisions. But be very careful of the authorities. There can be a situation where you'll have to very intelligently and very politically handle a situation within your workspace. Now here we are getting the Lord of the fourth house and the fifth house, then the Lord of the ninth house and 12th house, and also the Lord of 11th house in your fifth house. For people who are maybe living overseas and expecting some change, like change in their residency, like they want to achieve residency or they want to achieve a visa, there's a very possible and high chances for you to receive actually your residency. But again, there will be some conversations or some requirements from the government side that you have to first fulfill, and then you'll be given that status. Or if this is about your studies, you have to isolate yourself so as to study. That's why there can be a loss in love, loss in friendship. So it's like one area of your life, you'll be feeling like losing something, and in other areas in your life, you'll feel like you're achieving something. Now, next is the sign of Scorpio. For Scorpios, this is happening in the fourth house. Whenever I see such a conjunction in the fourth house, I know there has to be a fight. Either this fight is internal, this fight is something which is going around within their heart space and within their mind, or this is the fight that is going around within their home. This is a kind of a crucial time period for your mother's health, first of all. So if your mother has been, if she has been already suffering or having a problematic health, then this is the time that you need to give attention to her health, right? Or this can also mean that there is a fight-like situation within your home. You need to follow something. You need to do something in your life for which your parents might not be approving. And now you have to put up a fight to prove your self-worth, to prove that what I'm thinking is right, and you must let me do it. If you are, in your teens, or maybe if you are in your adulthood, like 20s. But the situation at your home is not the best for this 1 month. There can be gains. Definitely, there can be recognition within your home space. But for that, there's efforts, there's struggle that you have to first go through. There has to be sacrifice towards your home, or you have to sacrifice your peace for something. Now, this conjunction is actually the Lord of the third house, the Lord of the fourth house, Lord of the 8th house, 10th house, and 11th house. So actually the lords of all the houses which are anti to the health of the mother are coming into the fourth house. That's why I was telling that there is required that you need to take care of your mother's health. Then again, since it is the fourth house, there can be a fight-like situation for inheritance, for your inheritance. So you'll be gaining something, but after a significant fight, since the 11th Lord is also there. And if you are expecting a residency status, if you are living in some other country and you are expecting residency status, you may also achieve that. But again, there will be some series of documentations and explanations that you have to go through. or some sort of delays that you have to go through with the government, and only after that you will be able to achieve it. There are some significant changes that you would want to make within your home space, within your home as well. Or maybe you just want to construct your home or do some renovations within your home. You want to purchase home, you want to purchase a property. And also for Scorpios, you can actually receive an opportunity to either work from home or get promoted. But again, this is not going to be an easy promotion. This promotion you are going to get after being extremely political within your workspace. But at the same time, you can even have a conflict with your authority. And then that particular conflict or that particular problem is going to actually decide whether you are promoted or what is going to happen. So be very mindful of your communication. Be very mindful of your actions here. Right? Now, next is the sign of Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, this is happening in the third house. So this is a time where you will feel very inclined towards knowledge, towards communication. You would want to present your knowledge to a mass population. You would want to communicate certain things for bringing in change. And you will prove yourself. You will make efforts. You will work on your knowledge, your stability. But there can be chances of politics that you might experience within your job space and also within your close relatives or your close friends. There has to be a sacrifice that you have to make towards a job or towards your closest friends or even within your surroundings. This is a time where you put up your actions, you work on your skills, and you show your actions, show your efforts towards certain situations in life. Okay, now your second lord, and you have your second lord in the third house. So you will be able to make money through social media, through knowledge, through publishing, writing, or through just your skills. So your second lord is coming into the third house, and third lord is in there only. Then we have the conjunction for the seventh lord, the ninth lord, and the 10th lord all together. So it's like two of the, Kendra lords, actually not two, it's just one. Mercury is the Kendra lord here for the seventh, responsible for the seventh and the 10th. That is coming into their third house. So significant changes or significant involvement of marketing, of social media within your work. This month is very important for your recognition. You can experience sudden recognition, sudden fulfillment of your desires. Then your ninth lord is also coming into your third house. When it is about your relationships and your partnerships, you will have to bow down. You'll have to prove your self-worth. And you may get recognized big time for your efforts and actions. Be very structured with your communication. Be very direct. but at the same time grounded with your communication, not like too direct. And all of this is getting connected with your second and third lord. So there can be travel, or there can be significant change of residence also. Or it could simply mean significant travels for you. But again, this is a nice opportunity to achieve or receive something in terms of income. And I would also say inheritance for some reason. I don't know why. And I think this is also because you're at the same time you have your eighth lord in the ninth house. So it's like second from itself. And then the second lord is also second from itself. So it's like gaining, possessing something. Okay. So now the sign of Capricorn. For Capricorns, this conjunction is coming in the second house. So this is actually a good placement that you are going to have. But of course, every placement comes with some positives and some negatives. Um, Second house is the house of one's communication. It's the relationship with the family as well. So, and whenever I see when Sun and Saturn come together, they come with that crunching ability, and then Mercury is also hemmed there. There has to be some embarrassing situation one has to go through within the family. You'll have to sacrifice something to gain something else when it's about finances and when it is about your relationship with the family. So there can be some sort of embarrassing situation that you have to deal with, or a situation where you'll have to just sacrifice, you'll have to just compromise something. But this is the very tiniest part of negativity that you're going to have with a lot of positive aspects. So this will be actually a very good combination for you to make a very significant asset in your life. It can be in the form of a fixed asset, property, sudden gain of money, sudden gain of inheritance, in fact. So here in the second house, there's a sacrifice towards the family. There's some sacrifice towards the income or finances. And also, there is sacrifice towards your lifestyle and also your speech, what you're speaking. You have to stay grounded and you have to be mindful towards what you're speaking, what you're communicating. But trust me, if you do that, you're going to achieve something very beautiful, something very stable. You'll be able to create rental income also during this time. There will be politics within the family you'll have to deal with, and maybe significant fights. Now we have the lords of the first house and the second house, then the lord of the sixth house. So, sixth lord is coming into the second house. Conflict or debt towards the family. But this is the 10th from the second house. Your hard work will pay off here. Then the lord of the eighth house and the ninth house. So at the same time, out of a conflicted situation, there is a significant gain. That is a sudden gain. And also the fortune is coming towards the second house. So overall, this is a very fortunate placement for for money matters. But at the same time, your attitude has to be mended A lot of places where you'll have to keep quiet or you'll have to very intelligently tackle a situation. Even if someone is just cursing you, but you're quiet because you know this person who is cursing me is going to give me something, who is going to make me get recognized. So this is that kind of situation for you people for this month, for this approximately 1 month. So you'll have to prove your self-worth in front of your family. You have to prove your self-worth for finances. So as to gain that particular finance. And there could be, I necessarily there can be some heavy expense. I do see that, but I see that expense could be as a part of investment or as a part of some asset generation, asset creation. Okay. So next is the sign of Aquarius. For Aquariuses, this is happening in your ascendant. That means your health will be compromised. You're working maybe more than what your body can take. So take care of yourself. Take care of your health. First house is of your mind, your personality, your outlook, your presence in the society. Not just society, but your presence within your life. It is not absent-minded. 12th house is where you go absent-minded. First house is where you are totally present. You have your first lord in the first house. Then it is getting conjuncted by Sun and Mercury. This is a time period where you can get recognized. You can win over your image. You can win over whatever you have lost previously, because we know that Saturn is leaving your ascendant. You have been crunched already. You have been sacrificed. You have been criticized, judgments, everything has come upon you. Now you are like, I don't care. Now I want to prove my self-worth. Now I want to get back on my feet and I want to get my pride, my confidence, my self-worth, everything all together by proving myself. So this is a time for you to prove yourself. You will take certain very intelligent decisions so as to prove yourself. And fortunately, your luck will be on your side. So as to for you to do that. So it's like a lot of past mistakes, a lot of past events are now going to get solved. But of course, you will be humiliated. You will face humiliation. And you actually have to fight beyond that. You have to still go beyond that. You'll be like, you're saying something to me? I don't care. I'm still going to put in efforts. I'm still going to get recognized. So it's like people are trying to take you down. People are trying to take you back, but still you're going to fight towards it. For that, you will have to be political. Even if you have not been political, this is the time when you have to use politics. You have to rebel, most of the people. And especially you would have to rebel your partner. Your partner would want to, um, in a way, stop you or confine you, or your partnerships would want to do that to you. But you are going to break free from everything and choose what you feel is something that should be done. So the compromise that you have to make, the sacrifice that you have to make is about whole of your life in general. Also, you would have to refine your skills. You have to refurbish yourself, your personality, your presence out there in the society. You have to present yourself to get recognition now. Be ready for your communication, be ready for your presentation in front of people, in your work, in your family, in everything in your life. This is a crucial month for your health as well. Now, you have lords of the 12th house in the first house. So you can experience that expenditure kind of situation, and the expenditure especially towards your health. First lord in the first house. Then you have the lord of the fifth house, the seventh house, and the eighth house in the first house. So that's why you have to study a lot. You have to gather a lot of information. You have to express yourself, refurbish your personality, your skills, your abilities. You have to interact with a lot of people at the same time. Sudden changes, sudden recognition, sudden problems with health. But at the same time, you are going ahead. You're trying to achieve what you want. This can be also a situation where you make a compromise for love, for romance, for partnerships, because that's what is required. So it's kind of I would say this, I wouldn't categorize it to be a good transit or a bad transit. It is actually the mix of so many things. Okay, now next is the sign of Pisces. For Pisces individuals, this is happening in the 12th house within your subconscious mind. You have a lot of ideas, and somehow you are feeling a strong pressure within your anything in your life, within your personal life, professional life, job life, business life, anything which is going around. You can gain through foreign sources. You can get recognized through foreign government or through just foreign people away from where you are living. Now, 12th house is the house of being into your own world. It's also your subconscious mind. First of all, you will be awake. Sorry, how did it come out? You'll be awake for most of the time during night, so as to work on something, so as to work on certain set of skills or certain decisions. Now, this can even talk about intoxication. This month can be, we have a dry month. I have heard it somewhere that there is a dry month where you do not drink alcohol. I don't know if it is something actually there or not, but this is going to be an extremely opposite month for you. You'll want to stay high. And this high, this, this intoxication can be the intoxication of work, or it can be simply intoxication of alcohol. Definitely you are in a rebel zone. You would want to rebel because you would want to, make your decisions come forward, make your intuition come forward, make your ideas, innovation come forward. So your personality is going to take all of the space. And for that, you will be like, let everyone do anything, let everyone speak anything. I am going to do what I am going to do. So there's a lot of things that are going within your mind. You would even want to isolate yourself to achieve something stronger. right? So now we are getting the lords of the fourth house, sixth house, seventh house, 4, 6, 7, and then we have 11 and 12. This can be a possibility where you want to travel. Either you travel overseas for settlement, for a job opportunity, or it could be anything, just applying for residency or applying for visa. Now we also have the 10th and the 11th, not 10th, but the 11th Lord in the 12th house. So your desires will be able to get actually fulfilled away from your homeland. Or it can be that your desires are just going into that loss space, that expense space. There's going to be a heavy politics you have to deal with, so as to gain something, so as to fulfill your desires, or so as to get recognized. You have to take some shady uh, course of line so as to achieve that recognition. Right? So this is a subconsciously, this is a very powerful conjunction, very heavy conjunction as well. Even I feel a person may want to buy a property at a distance and earn through that. Like, for example, you would want to invest money or in the form of property in Dubai. Like, I've seen most of the people doing that nowadays. Or you would want to buy a property as an Airbnb at a tourist place. So you'll get such ideas within your mind. You'll get such futuristic ideas because Aquarius is about futuristic plans. It is about to analyze situations way before they might happen. And so as to analyze what result you can get in the future. So I forgot to state this particular very important point, that the Aquarius is about futuristic goals. Okay, now next is the sign of Aries. For Aries individuals, this is happening in the 11th house. Extremely powerful conjunction happening in your 11th house. 11th house is one of the trick houses and also the Opacha houses. So malefics do very well here. So having Sun and Saturn conjunction here can actually get you recognized among large population. You will be able to be recognized, fulfill your desires. And even this is an opportunity for you to attain something solid in terms of from as a part of gains from your investments. At the same time, 11th house is your social networking, social circle, lots of politics there, lots of politics within your workspace, especially your social circle. But ultimately, your goal is to be connected with people who will give you benefits in the future. So you might get interacted with a lot of people who are influential. And if you're applying for a government job, there's a high possibility that you get it. Right? So here you have the lords of the fifth house, third house, sixth house, 10th, and 11th, all in the 11th house. So recognition of your skills, your efforts, your routine, your enemies are going to somehow, your competition is going to, benefit you. You're going to be benefited from your competition, from your colleagues, from your enemies. Your efforts are going to get recognized. Your creative self-expression is going to be there. So there's a lot of creativity that you are taking. You have lots of politics that you'll take in. Your mind will feel focused and easy to make decisions to get recognized. There can be significant fluctuations on a positive end in your investments that you have been making till now. Okay. So now next is for the sign of Taurus. For Taurus also, Sun, Saturn, Mercury in the 10th house. A significant conflict can arise with authorities, with your boss, or with any sort of authority. You'll have to prove yourself. You'll have to prove yourself. And for that, I would suggest you to do some social service. Strict social service, but based on your skills. For example, you're a makeup artist. Do free makeup for some brides, some, underprivileged people. If they have wedding, do their free makeup. If you're a counselor, advisor, give free advices. Use your career, use your expertise so as to provide free service, so as to benefit large populations or significant people, especially females. Now, this is going to give you sudden changes within your career. You would want to suddenly have an urge to make some changes within your career or significantly like just go away from your career path. Just choose some other career path based on your passion, based on your intelligence, based on your talents. There's some Okay, so my husband and daughter just walked in, and I don't remember where I was, but I think I was about the social service. I was talking about the social service that you guys must do. But of course, this is there's going to be a significant change in your career and significant change in your like profession, the choice of your work. So there can be a humiliation situation within your workspace if you're working, then there can be a humiliation or a situation where you are, it is not something bad, but it is kind of a catalyst to actually motivate you to follow something on your own, to make some changes towards your profession or towards your career, maybe just changing the job, changing the profession, doing something. So that is going to be that humiliation or that crunching of your ego is actually going to be something which is there because of to be the catalyst for the change. But again, be very careful of your image, of your actions. You'll have to compromise so as to maintain a better image in the society. Your image can first get compromised, can get deteriorated or tarnished. And after that, you would, make some changes, do some work, you use your intelligence to do something so as to get back on that space. At the same time, if you are applying or you're giving some exams for government job, there's a possibility you get that. Now you have lords of the second house, fourth house, fifth house, ninth house, and 10th house in the 10th house. So having 259 in the 10th house is a promising dhan yoga in the 10th house. Then you also have a Kendra Lord, fourth Lord in the 10th as well. This also means that you'll be able to get inheritance or get a piece of wealth of your father or from your father's family or someone. Legacy, you'll be able to get legacy. But it simply also means you'll be able to earn or generate good money and fortune from your social service and from your career. Okay, so there is going to be a lot of, going back and forth towards the home and towards the career. Right? Now, next is the sign of Gemini. For Geminis, this is happening in the 9th house. So, coming into the 9th house talks about one's ethics, fortune, religion, societal or religious restrictions. When Sun Saturn come there, you go way beyond what is expected. You want to rebel. You want to make your own ethics. You want to make your own. You're fearful of the religious restrictions. So you work as, it is a kind of war. It is a kind of compromise that you make towards your restrictions that you have, the boundaries that you have. But when this comes into Aquarius, you can actually be recognized for your dharma, not karma, but for your dharma within the society. You will rebel. You will rebel from what is considered as a restricted thing, a restricted way of thinking. You would want to go way beyond that. You would take a very unorthodox and very different out of the box path here. You would have to compromise either for your father or some guru. You can be humiliated or be put down by a guru or your father because of some lack of similar opinion. So be careful and mindful of not putting yourself into such a situation where either you are humiliated or you humiliate a guru. Because this is a kind of a thing which is going to get carried forward in your next life as well. A kind of karma. I feel that Geminis are somehow going to feel very indifferent and feel like they are the boss because of so much of energy in the in the ascendant because of Mars. So be grounded, be content of that energy. Don't let this energy go here and there, and that they can actually alter your actions that you might regret in future. Be very mindful of your actions. Do as much as service that you can do. So this is actually the Lord of the first house, third house, fourth house, eighth house, and ninth house coming into the ninth house. Now, your father's health can also get affected. So now here, your father's health needs that attention. Okay, there can be some sudden events that can happen if you're married. Then sudden events can take place in the life of your in-laws. You may even get opportunity that your skills, your work is getting recognized at a distant place through social media, through writing, publishing, or through just like presenting your creative self. And this also gives you a fortune for attaining or purchasing or a home or a property if you're deciding to do so. But that you are going to invest or buy at a distance. But your efforts, your sacrifice, and your mindfulness towards your ethics is going to be the key components for this month. Now, next is the sign of Cancer. For Cancerians, this is happening in the 8th house. There has to be a strong fight for inheritance. Strong fight with the in-laws for inheritance if you are married. And even if you are married or unmarried, then there's a fight for inheritance, either for you yourself with your family, or anyone with your family or with your in-laws. Sudden changes. This sudden change could even be in the residence. Compromise has to be made there as towards in-laws or towards of course, the spouse's family. Your spouse, on the other hand, may gain in terms of money or wealth. But definitely, this talks about sudden events happening within your 8th house. Sudden secrets are going to surface. Okay, now we have the lords of the 2nd house, 3rd house, 7th house, 8th house, and the 12th house in the 8th house. So this is a situation where you lose something, but also gain something. So it's not going to be total gain for you when it's about wealth. You may get sudden increment, but on the other hand, your expense is also going to increase. If your income increases, your expenditure is also increased. If you gain something, you also lose something at the same time. So it's like a compromising situation. And since it is moon, the karka for liquid money, you'll be able to settle for some liquid money if you're actually battling a case for inheritance, or a case for you know for with any insurance company, then you will be compensated for that. Your efforts will be fruitified here, but those efforts are not just going to be your straight efforts, but a very, diplomatic efforts that you have to make. Okay. And this is a good time for you to invest your money into long-term assets. Now, lastly, we have for Leos. For Leos, this is happening in the 7th house. So your relationships, your partnerships are going to involve a lot of chaos. Your relationships or partnerships can be a matter of humiliation. So there has to be some compromise that you have to make on the part of your partnerships or your marriage. Right? So when Sun, Saturn, Mercury comes in the 7th house, see, Sun is originally debilitated in the 7th house. Saturn is exalted in the 7th house. And here we have a combination or mix of both, I would say, because Sun is at the lowest degrees throughout. Then Saturn is in its own sign. So both of the planets have their dignity here. They are going to play together. They're going to work together. But definitely there's a compromising situation towards your marriage. And since you also have Mercury, there can be a conflict. The compromise may come in after a conflict. You can actually gain recognition in the society as well through your mindful actions. There will be some secrets that are going to surface, either about your relationships or of your spouse's relationships. Now you have your second lord, your first lord, second lord, sixth lord, seventh lord, and the 11th lord in the seventh. So it's like money, recognition, conflicts, everything is going into the seventh house. So if you are going through a divorce process, for example, then your partner is taking on a lot of share from you. They are actually on the strongest side right now. And you will have to experience expenses. So be very mindful of your conflicts within marriage, and also that whether a conflict has to come towards the marriage. For some time, just try to, gel in or try to work out your problems, or otherwise there can be a loss situation for you. But it also, on the other hand, says that you may gain if you be at service. If you do some social service, you may also gain through a negative situation. But the chances are less, as likely as your partner would. But your interactions with other people can be extremely political at this point. So it's good that you actually, try to intelligently tackle your interactions, your partnerships. I would actually suggest you to avoid partnership business if you're starting this for 1 month. Just stop for 1 month. Just try to go for it after a month. Not right now. Right now is not the best time. And even right now is not the best time to move out of a partnership, because otherwise you are going to be at loss. Right? So overall, this is the situation where you are going to use your emotions and also your practicality for something that you receive in future. Okay? So that's what I could see for all the zodiac signs. So I hope this is going to be helpful for a lot of you. So if you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And if you guys would like to have your personal readings, you can check out the link below. And you can also check the timestamps in the description box. So the website is www.anmollastrology.com. And under the reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. Under unique reading section, you can book a unique reading for yourself. And see you with the next video very soon. Bye-bye. Take care.